Welcome, everybody. Happy that you're here. I'm Anthony LaRubio, the founder and head coach here at Recal Training. Our breathwork training programs have helped hundreds of athletes climb the highest mountains in the world and finish some of the most challenging ultra marathons. Whatever your goal is, I want to help you achieve it by breathing smarter and breathing stronger. High five for showing up on a Friday for this 25-minute breathwork training session designed for everybody, whether you're entry level or advanced in your breathwork training practice. We will do a few assessments on our own breathing today and also learn how to do a few breathwork training exercises to improve those assessment scores. My goal today is that you'll walk away feeling excited about breathwork training, have an idea where you're at with your own breathing and how to improve on it, but maybe most importantly, that you feel refreshed and recharged, ready to take on your day and the exciting weekend ahead. So, we will begin today's session in a seated position as we typically do, but on your way there, if you want to grab a few optional pieces of equipment, you can do that. Today, that includes just an air resistance device. If you've got the O2 trainer or maybe the sports mask, which is a high altitude simulation mask, you can use one of these today. If you don't have either of those, you can use your finger, block one nostril. That's the world's best air resistance device as well. Also, if you've got a yoga mat or a blanket, go ahead and grab that as well, because we will utilize that at the end for our, as we always do, a down regulation breathing exercise. Also, if at any point in time during today's session you've got questions, you can throw them into the chat window on whatever platform that you're watching. I will hopefully be on top of my stuff today and be able to respond as we go. Feel free to also just drop in, say hello, whatever you want to here at the beginning, middle, or end of today's session. So hopefully by now you've made your way to that seated position. We're going to begin as we always do during our live stream breathwork training sessions, which is with a nose unblocking exercise. So if you've done this before with me, you definitely know this one. If this is your first time here, go ahead and follow along with me. Take a normal breath in through your nose and then a normal breath out. And at the bottom of that exhale, pinch your nose and hold your breath and rock your head back and forth. You're holding your breath here, rocking back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your nose. Breathe in immediately after you release through your nose. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times together. Just do a few normal breaths here to recover. While you're doing that, as always, you can shake out whatever needs shaken, get yourself charged up and ready for today's breathwork training session. All right, take another normal breath in through your nose and a normal exhale. Pinch your nose, hold your breath. We're rocking and rolling on a Friday morning. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, breathe in through your nose and out. You may start to notice more moisture being built up in your nasal cavity here in your nostrils. You might start to feel like this is opening up a bit. We're bringing in a special gas called nitric oxide, which helps with the gas diffusion into our bloodstream, and it also helps to dilate the blood vessels. And a short breath hold like this also upticks our CO2 in the blood, which also helps dilate the blood vessels. So one more time here. Normal breath in, normal breath out. Pinch the nose, hold your breath. Off we go. Maybe go for a bit longer this time. Maybe even go longer than I will be coaching here if you can. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe in through the nose. Good. Let's take a deep breath together to fill up the lungs in its entirety. Sniff in just a bit more and exhale. And this time we're going to squeeze the air out. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. 3, 2, 1. Good. Breathe in. Nice. Shake the shoulders, shake the arms, shake the hands. We're going to do something now that I like to call elbow bend and reach. So we are going to bend at the elbow, bring it to the side of your body, kind of in line with the oblique muscle here in your side. And then we're going to extend up and across the body, up above the head. Maybe open your palm. Breathe in when you do this extension, opening up the side body here and those intercostal muscles. And then exhale, bring it down to the oblique again. We're going to do this 5 times. Breathing through the nose. 2 more. Last one. Good. Same thing on the other side now. Elbow bent to the oblique muscle on your left side now. Extend and reach across the body, maybe a slight tilt. Open up the left side body and those intercostal muscles in your rib cage. Exhale, bring it down to your oblique. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Shake it out. Nice job. High five. All right, we're going to go into some breathing assessments now. The first one is called a carbon dioxide tolerance test. The way that this works is we're going to take a normal breath in through your nose, a normal breath out. Then we're going to begin a really deep breath. Fill up your lungs as much as you can. And when you reach the top of that inhale, you'll then begin an extremely slow exhale. You're going to try to extend this exhale as long as you possibly can go. I'm going to start a timer. It's going to show on this screen. When you need to take a new breath, whether that's the stress of breathlessness is too much for you, or you actually run out of air in that slow, continuous exhale, go ahead and take a normal breath and take a note on the time that's on the screen. So, with me, go ahead and take a normal breath in, normal breath out, and now begin that deep inhale. Fill up, fill up, fill up, and now begin that slow exhale, preferably through your nose, just like air is leaking out of a tire with a very small leak in it. Try to extend your exhale for as long as you possibly can here. And relax. Clear your mind. Just focus on the air coming out. You'll want to eventually get to the point that you squeeze every last bit of air out of your lungs. I'm going to let the timer run for maybe 20 more seconds. If you're done with this, go ahead and breathe normally again. Good. If you're still exhaling, awesome job. I'm going to go ahead and stop the timer. And we are going to move on to our next breath assessment. So hopefully you took note of the time that was on the screen. Maybe write that down. That is your own personal carbon dioxide tolerance test, also known as CO2 TT. The second assessment we're going to do is a bit more challenging. This is called the maximum breathlessness test. What you'll need here is to actually stand up out of your seat. You'll need a little bit of space to be able to walk around, either in a straight line or in a big circle. We're simply going to take a normal breath in, normal breath out, pinch the nose, hold the breath, and you're going to walk. Walk and count your steps. This assessment is how many steps you can walk on that one breath hold after an exhale. Note, we're not pressing the air out on that exhale. We're not doing that. Just a normal in, normal and passive out, pinch, hold, and walk. Okay, so hopefully by now you're stood up. You've got enough space to walk around. Even if you're in like a small office, just walk around your desk or something here. All right, go ahead and take a normal breath in, normal breath out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath, and walk at a good hiking pace, counting your steps. Go for as long as you can on this one breath hold. This one is tough. It is a maximum breathlessness test. Go for as long as you can. You can do this. And whenever you need to stop, go ahead and unblock your nose. Take a few normal breaths. Try to recover in a calm way, regain control of your breathing, and come on back to the screen that you're watching this if you want to. If you remembered it, which this is a part of the cognitive challenge of this maximum breathlessness test, you can drop into the comment window on whatever platform you're watching this, either your CO2 TT or that MBT score. I'll have a heads up for some of those, and I'll maybe make a comment about them. In general, though, what I would love to see out of all of my breathwork training clients is a score, drum roll, above a 60 on both the CO2 TT and the MBT. So if you weren't at a 60, no problem, but you and I can work together, stay in touch and in our community working on breathwork training, and we can improve those scores. Okay, so we're going to move on to a few exercises that you can start doing today, even on ways in which you can actually start to improve your breathwork assessment scores. This first exercise we're going to do is something called breathe light. Go ahead and make your way back into a seated position, just like we started today's training session. Breathe light is very simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to breathe lighter than we normally would. What this is going to do, most likely, is it's going to invite this feeling of air hunger, the feeling like we need to take a bigger breath. That air hunger is a sign that CO2 levels, carbon dioxide levels, have risen in the blood. So this is a carbon dioxide tolerance type of exercise. So from that seated position, hopefully you're there by now, go ahead and take a normal few breaths, but do this with your finger placed just beneath your nose, resting on your upper lip. Relax your shoulder down to your side. Take these few breaths and just notice the air that's running across your finger on the way in and back out across your finger on the way out. Maybe get a feel for the temperature of the air, maybe a difference between the inhale and the exhale, maybe a difference in the level of moisture in the air between the inhale and the exhale. And now begin to slow down your breathing to the point that you can barely feel the air as it runs across your finger on the way in and back out across your finger on the way out. We're now entering the true breathe light portion of the exercise. I'm going to start to play a timer here. We're going to go for the next 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes left. Breathing light, barely feeling the air running across your finger. Maybe by now, you're already starting to feel that feeling, that sensation of air hunger. Try to work with the stress of that feeling. Do your best to maintain control, especially at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Those are the toughest moments to maintain control of your breathing. We're straddling that line between discomfort and comfort, hopefully at a still manageable level. Did I say 4 minutes? I really mean we'll do this just for the next 3 minutes. I'll spare you a minute. But that does mean we're here for the next 1.5 minutes. If you want to sink in to a meditation for the next minute and a half, just focus on your breathing lightly and breathing slowly. You have 1 minute to go. You're doing great. If at any point in time your breathing becomes too erratic, take a couple of normal breaths to regain control of your breathing, and then you can drop back into breathe light. We're here for just 20 more seconds. You can do this. If you feel like you need to swallow, swallow. If you feel the contractions in your diaphragm, that muscle beneath your lungs, great. We've got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Go ahead and take a couple of normal breaths. In fact, take a couple of physiological sighs with me. This is a double inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. We're just going to offload that CO2. I just want to teach you this exercise. It's not that I recommend it during breathwork training typically, but I want you to know this. If you get in a pinch during a tough training of some kind, you need to catch your breath again. This is a way to do that. So take an inhale through your nose, pause just for a moment, and then inhale again, and then exhale through your mouth. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, pause, sniff in again, exhale. Last one. Inhale, pause, inhale, exhale. Good. That's the single quickest way to offload carbon dioxide out of the lungs and regain control of your breathing. So that was an exercise called Breathe Light. That is a carbon dioxide tolerance training exercise, which can help with those 2 assessments that we actually did at the beginning. Now we're going to do something in the realm of respiratory muscle training. We're just going to do 2 exercises, 1 set of each. The first one is called exhale pulsations. This helps to train the exhalation muscles. From a seated position, once again, go ahead and stand up nice and straight. I want a straight back. Not a lot of movement back and forth. You're going to exhale sharply and strongly through your nose. If you've got a Kleenex, maybe you're going to need that. This sometimes gets a little messy. It's like you're blowing a snot rocket. Yes, a snot rocket out of your nose with each and every exhale. But I want you to focus on the pressure that creates this exhale to come from your lower belly abdomen region, right? This is your primary exhalation muscle. So we're just going to do a series of continuous exhales sharply through the nose. Allow a passive and natural inhale to happen, almost as a reflex as you inhale after that sharp exhale. So if you want to, you can put your hand on your belly in that abdomen space. Let's go ahead and breathe sharply. Exhale through the nose. Notice the cadence of my breathing. Sharp exhale, passive and natural inhale. Sharp exhale, passive natural inhale. All the energy that's created for the exhale is coming from your abdomen. We're here for 30 more seconds. Come on, you've got 10 more seconds. You can do this. Three, two, one. Good. Go ahead and take a normal and big breath in. Exhale it out. Let it go. That was your exhalation muscle training exercise. Also known as in pranayama. I believe that is, oh boy, someone's going to kill me out there, you yogis. That is Kapalbhati, skull shining exercise, I believe. Breath of fire, maybe. Okay, moving on. This last exercise we're going to do for strength training is of the inhalation type. So the way that this works is, once again, from that seated position, you're just going to take a series of big, strong inhalation breaths. But I want you to do it with the air resistance device that you have. If that device is your finger, great. If it's the O2 trainer, awesome. If it's a sports mask, awesome. Whatever you've got to work with it. Blocking one nostril, if your device is your finger, go ahead and take a big, full inhalation. But I want you to focus on inhaling into the lower belly. Go ahead and take a normal passive exhale. We're here for 9 more deep breaths. You likely feel some resistance as you inhale. That's good. We're training the diaphragm muscle, your primary inhalation muscle, to be able to handle that extra workload of that resisted air inhalation. We're here for 3 more breaths now. Block the nose, deep inhale. Passive exhale. 2 more. Last one. Make this your deepest yet. Good. Natural exhale. Nice job. Again, that helps to train the diaphragm, your primary inhalation muscle. If you're headed off to altitude, you've got some sort of endurance thing happening in the altitude. The air is less dense at high altitude. Therefore, it takes more strength to inhale that air into the lungs. So that exercise helps us to train us for altitude in that way. All right. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are going to wrap up today's breathwork training session on a yoga mat or on a blanket. Somehow, some way, make your way to the ground, lying down. If you need to take a little pressure off your lower back, you could get into a hook lying position. That's your knees at a 90-degree angle with your feet flat on the ground. That sometimes helps with that lower back. From this position, we're just going to do a series of 3-part breaths, also known as Dirga in pranayama. I think I got that one right. Maybe have your hand on the chest, the other hand on your belly. The 3-part breath starts with a deep inhale into the belly first, then into the chest, then exhale through the mouth and just let it go. Good. We're going to do 10 of these deep breaths fairly quickly here. Notice it's 3 parts. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Good. 5 more breaths. If you start to feel a little bit lightheaded, just work with that sensation. Slow down your breathing if you need to, but try to stick with it if you can. Good. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And after that exhale, just hold your breath. Holding your breath. After that exhale, relax your body. Drop your hands to your side. Just notice how you feel right now. Even though you found some stillness in your body, maybe you notice the energy still flowing through your body, especially after we do some deep breathing like that. Try to hold your breath for just a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep recovery breath to fill up your lungs and hold your breath at the top. Maybe stick out your chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze in the legs, butt, lower back, up into the shoulder area. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale and let that breath go. We're going to do just a short series of extended exhale breathing. So go ahead and breathe in through your nose here, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here just for 2, 1. Exhale for a nice long 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and allow your natural breathing to come back. Notice how each inhale and each exhale feels as you climb your way out of this very brief but powerful breathwork-based meditation. Maybe move your body once again, your hands, your fingers, your feet, shoulders, just inviting some gentle movements in the body. Go ahead and slowly and at your own pace, make your way back up to a seated position, coming back to the screen that you're using, watching me. I'm so sorry to be the first thing that you see again out of your meditation. I hope that this face isn't too terrible to look at. I want to thank you so much for joining our free community-based 25-minute live stream session. If you want to, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know either what your scores were like, if you have any questions, or if you just appreciated today's session, drop that in. I'm always filled with gratitude when we wrap up our live stream coaching sessions. Once again, my name is Anthony LaRubio from here at Recal. My goal is to help you climb higher and go further in the mountains using breathwork training to breathe smarter and breathe stronger. Thanks so much again for joining. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye now.